feedback, or else in the WhatsApp group you can give, then we can make this as a monthly meeting or so to put our thought process. Then we will see how this will go. So Vinod, over to you.
Yeah, nice. Very good morning to everyone. Before we start, can you see my screen? There's a stocks and charts. Everyone are able to see the screen and also get my voice?
Yes.
You can also chat here in case you have any mic problem or something like that. You can also put on the chat. So very good morning to all. So this is Vinod Kumar. As Praveen has already introduced, I'm having a 20 years experience in this stock market. Basically, brief about my education, it's about MBA. I did at TAPMI Manipal. I was graduated in 1991. So from 1991, actually I'd been doing some stock market, and my first purchase was finance industry.
Vinod Garu, can you mute all? You can do mute all. If you all can go mute, that will be great.
I think someone Venkata is not on mute. It's coming from them.
Mr. Venkata, can you please go on mute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So fine. So my first purchases were ITC and Reliance Industries shares way back in one. Again, there's some background. Mute your mics. I did mute it here, but still nice. After that, I'd been working for a few years, and then from almost more than 15 years, I'm completely into this industry. And from last 12 years, I'd been training. I'll just show you one of the websites that is pertaining to CFP. So I'll just show you that website. This is in US. So these exams are conducted worldwide. This is basically technical analysis. So please understand, statistical analysis also forms part of technical analysis. So this is a CMT program on which I had been training a lot of people, and all my programs are taken from this to suit customize the requirements for research as well as people who are interested in making careers, right? So in this, the syllabus taken into consideration for all my trainings or for my analysis. And also, please, someone is still, there's a background sound. Someone can just mute your please. Anyone which is not muted. So there are 3 levels in CMT. So for all these 3 levels, there are a few of my students who have completed all these things. So 90% of my trainings and my analysis is basically from this particular syllabus or topics which are covered in this CMT, that is called Chartered Market Technician. These exams are conducted twice in a year, once in around April, May, and other one is around October, November in a year. And once you complete the 3 levels, then you have some experience of few years, then they'll give you the charter certification. Then you're ready for working anywhere. Most of the strategists or technical analysts in most of the hedge funds, mutual funds, and research companies, advisory companies, in all those things, the major heads are CMT qualified. So this covers a lot of, almost I would say this is the complete topic what technical analysis is all about. So that will give you a lot of inputs. So whatever trainings you see all over the world, people are giving or following some technicals or statistical analysis, majorly are a part of this CMT program, CMT syllabus. Okay, so with this, I'd been using all this knowledge, all this learnings from this, and then adopting on a day-to-day basis. I think some of the charts I was placing in the groups for all of you, like Apple and other charts and all, some inquiries or some queries about various stocks. I'd been using those charts. So a lot of people, as I could see, they were just trying to check out like what are the charts and how to read the charts, and we are not having some basic knowledge and all those things. Fine, I'll be specifically sticking this particular session on charts, right? So is that fine with everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's nice. So what I'm going to take up in this particular session is talks about prices, volumes, the periods of a chart, and indicators on a chart. Then we'll be talking about candlestick charts. We'll be talking about periodicity of the charts and multi-time frame charts. These are very important. So this should take around 45 minutes to 1 hour to complete. And I'll be showing directly on the site. So I'll be using investing.com for this, right? So I'll start from beginning. So all of you, because this is a very good site, worldwide, a lot of people, a lot of institutions also use. Yes, they also use Bloomberg and all, but that's a very expensive software. Bloomberg costs about, in Indian rupees, around 20 lakhs per annum. So we'll be using investing.com. It is more or less very near to the live chart. Okay, but you can see the live chart also with some delay, some few seconds of delay compared to your what do you call your trading terminal data, right? So if this would have been a live session during market between please mute your mic, please. Someone, right? Nice. Okay, so once you open investing.com, right? Somebody would have already used this website, but here you could see there are a lot of securities here, like the indices, your S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Then you have a gold, then you have crude oil here, and your currency, right? And bonds and all. And when you come down here, you have indices, commodities, ETFs, and crypto. So you can directly go to any of these securities to analyze the chart, right? Now, for example, I just want to analyze, let's say Dow or S&P 500. Right? Click on this. So now you could see there's a chart that's coming out here, right? But what you need to do is convert into a technical chart. That will give a more clear picture for your analysis. Right? This is how you, what do you call, you move the chart, and from here you can just make it full screen, right? Yeah, 1 second. Is this getting recorded, or someone wants me to record this session? I think it's already recording.
I've started recording.
Yeah, that's nice. Right. So you could see this. I made it full screen, right? So whenever you're doing any analysis, serious traders, those who are very serious traders, I'm telling you, you use double monitor. Double monitor in the sense everyone trades, let's say on a mobile, I can't do anything on that. But if you're trading using your laptop and all, you connect another screen, another monitor to your, what do you call, laptop. So that what happens is there are two monitors, right? Two screens, I mean. So one will be here, right? Other one will be an extended desktop. Okay, those setups and all, maybe I'll show you in our next session, but that is very essential because your trading terminal, when I'm watching this chart, your trading terminal is at the back end, right? You not be able to see that, or you need to adjust your screen in such a way that, you know, this browser takes you only to the chart, right? This is very important, especially those who are doing huge volumes and those who are doing intraday trading. Now you could see I made it off, right? Your trading terminal should be here, so that, you know, you can observe the movement here and accordingly you can play here, especially people who are doing intraday trading and scalping, right? So it's better how things are changing here can make you some better analysis to understand where to enter, where to exit in a better form. This is purely out of my experience. I'm telling you, that is how I do it, because trading you can also do your on mobile. That also is fine. So if you're trading on your mobile app, you can use this single monitor and do analysis on the chart here and play on a trading terminal on the mobile, right? Yeah, just a second. There are some messages here. Let me see what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you're recording this session, right?
So I'll be monitoring, Vinod. So you can continue with that, and copying all the things and everything behind it.
Nice, thanks. So now you could see this is a chart here. So this is a chart of S&P 500 futures, right? Now, whatever you see, this green and red, right? Green and red, these are called candlesticks. These are called candlesticks. Now you play with this chart. I can just, zoom in, zoom out. I can just do like this. Just follow it carefully. You can see that. But you can see if your cursor is not there, you can't see the symbols or what you call the features. But when you keep your mouse, this thing here, you can see the thing. You can just zoom in and zoom out like this, right? You can also move this chart to the left side, right? To the right side. Now, most of the times, if you could see when I was giving some view on the chart, I was using this chart. I was just sharing the screenshot along with my views on that particular chart in the WhatsApp group. Whenever someone was asking about, let us say, SPG or whatever stocks they were asking, I was just, taking all the chart and then explaining on that particular chart. It was making it simple to most of you, but still doesn't matter. I can just share all those things here. So you see this. So you can just play this chart like this, right? Now, what is this chart? This chart has got the prices on the y-axis. You can see the prices on the y-axis, and you could see the x-axis. So this is the time. You could see it's like 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and this is on 8th of May. And before that, you could see this is 7th of May. Most of you know, right, that there are the markets which are open even when the real market is closed. So you have a lot of activity on 24 hours, Monday to Friday.
Sorry to interrupt. I think somebody Naidu and Santosh not on mute. Can you please mute? There's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, fine. I'll continue now. I think the noise is over. Right. So you could see the chart, which is in a continuous pattern, which will give you a lot of meaning to the trend, to the momentum, to the price range it moves around, right? It makes more sense when you see the historical performance of this particular security. So what happens is whatever transactions that are taking place in the exchange, that data is displayed on the chart here based on the time frame the transaction took place, based on the volumes, and based on the price. So all these things are plotted on this particular chart. Even if you understand this candles or something like that, it's fine. But at least you could see where is the bottom here. When you keep your cursor here, you could see the price, right? So what does this say? That, from 28.95, the security has almost made an immediate move up to 29.11, right? So you could see the immediate bounce. So somebody who wants to buy this security, it becomes safe to consider buying at 28.95 or 96, right? Similarly, if this 28.95 crosses on the downside, then there is a possibility that it will go further downside, because earlier there was a demand at 28.95 from where the security started rising higher, right? Now that the demand is not there, the supply of shares have increased. Whenever the supply of shares increases, automatically the price is under pressure, right? So automatically the security prices will start cooling down further below this 28.95. So then there's a possibility that things can go wrong. So, and it can go further down. So what we will do is we can also try to add volumes. Now this is where the indicator part is. So whatever indicators you want to add, you can add, like just say volume, right? And the volumes will be added at the bottoms. This is, the data is not there for this. If I take, let us say your Apple, you can see the volume because the indices are, now you could see the volumes here. Now what are these volumes? The green volume doesn't mean it is a good volume, it is a bad volume. The green color, yeah. Now
Start market.
ముందే పెట్టకు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నా
పవన్ మ్యూట్ పెట్టుకో.
Yeah.
So now you could see a green candle. Now, just to make you a simple understanding, this is a green candle and this is a red candle, right? So now this green candle indicates there is a body and shadows. Okay, so there are shadows here and there is a body here. Similarly, in the red candle also, there is a body and there are shadows. So I'll just put it for your convenience here. So you have bullish indicates positive, right? Body, and the red one indicates,
Can you please
text here to explain so that it's easy for you to put forward the point. Bearish candle, this also has a body and shadows. Now the difference between a bullish candle and a bearish candle is the opening and the closing. Now if you could see, this is the opening price, this is the closing price, and this is the opening price and this is the closing price. So red candle, the body starts at a higher price and closes at a lower price, and the green candle opens at a lower price, closes at a higher price in the given period. So I have not come to the periodicity of the charts.
ఒక్క నిమిషం, నేను ఏదో స్టాక్స్ ది మీటింగ్ జాయిన్ అయినా, నేను మళ్ళీ కలుస్తా.
Praveen, do one thing please. So you are a host, right? You can mute everybody. So let Vinod Garu unmute. That's it. So that we don't have problem.
Yeah, I'm just seeing. I just passed on my this thing to Vinod Garu. I'm not having unmute all. I'll do that.
Oh,
I'll please.
Okay, thank you.
Please, guys, try to understand. If you can be mute, we'll not be wasting others' time.
Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead. Sorry about that.
So this is a bearish candle which has got a body and the shadows, right? So when I take a red candle and I'm on a 15-minute chart, that means every 15 minutes there is a new candle formation taking place as the transactions are going on during the market hours on a working day, right? So this part indicates in that 15 minutes, this is the opening price. That is the first transaction taken place when the candle started. That is the opening price. So I'll just put it here so that, yeah, this is the opening price. Now, this point is the, in the 15th minute, the last transaction indicates the closing price. Now, during the process of that 15 minutes, it would have gone down and come up by end of the 15 minutes. Similarly, in that 15-minute time frame, it would have gone up and down and closed here. The last transaction would have taken place here. That's how this open price, closing price is. Now, the highest point of this wick or shadow we call, that is the high. This is very essential to understand the overall picture of the chart. That's the reason why I was explaining this particular candlestick in detail. That is the high price. This one. Now you can imagine this is the opening here and this is the closing. In this particular candle, the opening is here and closing is here. When you see a green candle, the opening is here, the closing is here, right? Just for your understanding and comfort, I can just put it here so that it's easy. I'll also share the initially. It's better you keep all these things on your screen before you take a decision or so that, or even when you analyze the charts. Right, this is the closing. Now, this is the highest point and this is the lowest point. So that's how you read this particular green candle and the red candle. So every 15 minutes, you will see that the candles change. The candles change. Now, during this period, since the end of 15th minute, the last price has been higher than the opening. The volume during that 15 minutes indicated as green color. That means during a bullish move or a positive move, the volumes has been this much. That is what it indicates. You can also see all the indications here. When I keep the cursor here, you can read the volume here, or you can also read the volume like this. Okay. You can also read the volume. Better to keep it here and read here so that you'll understand what is the volume level and all. Right now, the red one indicates red candle, red volume. That means when the prices are closing lower than the opening, it is bearish. So that means there is more supply of shares. That's why it is indicating in this, there are more supply of shares during that 15 minutes. During this period, there is more demand for the security. So there has been more in volume. So there is more demand for the security during that particular period. And when the prices go higher with good demand, and if the security crosses the previous high from where it was not able to cross, it is considered to be stronger in nature. So we expect that it will go higher. If you remember, or if you could recall, some of my posts, I have always been saying that if the security crosses 32, you can expect 33, 34. The reason is the 32 would have been the previous level from where there had been selling taking place, and crossing 32, the probable level can be the next possible resistance zone we call. So I'll be using a lot of terms like what you call support and resistance. So resistance is a point from where the prices would have come down. Support is a point from where prices would have gone up. I'll just put that in a proper, doesn't matter. So first you can just understand that whenever a higher level, the previous higher level is able to be crossed with a higher demand, you could see the level of volume here. The level of volume is higher. I can just zoom it. Yeah, the higher volume is here. You can just come higher volume and higher level. So the possibility of going further higher is higher. So the chances are you pick up the security here and try to go for the next level to reach, and you try to book your profit. Right? This is how you can use this. So I just save this screenshot. I'll just share it in the group so that people can keep it as an observation. Right? So this is how you need to read the chart, using the volumes, using the candlesticks, just trying to see the previous highs. So the point here is, I can just put it as a idea for you to next time apply it. So crossing previous high. I was saying in the group, if it goes with volume and crosses, it can go to the security crossing previous high price level. Volume. One can expect next higher level. Similarly, security crossing previous low with higher volume, again with higher volume. One can expect next level to reach.
Anand, can you please put yourself on mute? We hear a lot of background
Sure.
noise.
Yeah, I'm doing that right away. Sorry.
Now you could see whenever security crosses a previous high with a higher volume, one can expect next higher level to reach. Similarly, a security crossing a previous low with a higher volume, one can expect next level. So one need to understand this parameter, very, very important. Price moving higher. Price in the sense, price of a security. Please remember that when I say price, it is about a security price in the sense the transacted price of the security. Price moving higher with higher volume. Similarly, price moving lower with higher volume. That means more volume, more number of shares are being sold in the market. That means the transaction is initiated because of the seller with a higher volume and a lower price. That is considered to be negative. Now, I will just ask one question. Just try price moving higher with lower volume. Lower volume in the sense, just 15 minutes before, when I'm using a 15-minute candle or 15-minute time, volume was 1 lakh units, right? In the current 15-minute chart, the price has moved higher, but the volume is not that much. It was lower than the previous candle or previous 15 minutes. Is this negative or positive? Price is with lower volume. Is it positive or negative?
Resistance, right?
Negative.
This is negative. Very good. Why it is negative? Because things are going higher and higher, but there is not much of a demand. So that indicates there is some misleading nature of the security. So you need to be a little cautious unless and until you have various other parameters, what you call confirming that this is very good, you can go ahead. Otherwise, it needs to be observed with some suspicion. Moving lower. Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
Very good. This is positive. Why? Because price is moving lower with lower volume. That means not many people are selling the security, but the prices are going down. That means present in the market. That's why it's going down. Otherwise, there would have been demand. So that's a positive scenario. Or maybe somebody who bought, for example, I'll just explain this example. Let us take some stock like somebody was talking about Delta Airlines, DAL. So what's happening is, let's say I bought this at $10, right? And it went to $20. This is my buy price. I'm just taking a simple case, and this is current price. So what will be my view? My view will be I'm in $10 profit. Let me book my profit. So I'll be selling, right? I'll be selling the security. I'm just booking my profit. I'm not negative on the security. So I'm the only one selling, but no one is interested to buy at this price. That's the only criteria why the security has been falling. But when it goes lower, let's say to $15, somebody who missed to buy earlier, he might be trying to enter at, let's say, 15 USD. So again, the demand can start from 15. So when from 20 to 15, when the volume is lower, right, it is positive only. We should consider it as positive. Let me see S&P 500 chart. These volumes sometimes are not perfect. So now you can see this. Here, in this particular case, when the prices were going higher from here to here, right? Can you see the volumes are higher, right? And when the prices are going down here, can you see the volumes are lower compared to this volume? Okay, whether this data is correct or not doesn't matter, but at least for me, my point is very clear in this scenario. So I can explain this point better, right? Now, when the prices are going higher, the volume is good. That means it is in very good demand. But when the prices are going lower, the volumes are lower, right? And you could see finally it started going further higher. So what is happening is people who bought between these range might be started booking their profit, and somebody who missed to enter here, he would like to say, "Bhai, it's come down up too much. It's definitely almost very near. Let's start picking up. We may not expect this security to come further down because there's a very good news on this particular company. It's better to start picking up." So the demand starts again picking up and the security starts moving higher, right? Now, this is important. So always at your analysis, what important is whenever you get a news, right? Some people are saying that, the fundamentals are not good. They are opening the outlets again. All these positive news, negative news are flowing and all. Fine. When the market is getting that or giving you that news, the investor or the trader should jump into action, right? If he's jumping into the action, that action or that quantity should be displayed here. It should reflect on the chart because they should have already started taking action. That's how, we try to use this technical analysis. So what we do in technical analysis is price and volume put together. We take it as a combination. So this will help us to understand demand and supply, right? Now, when you understand the demand and supply, the time frame of the chart is also important. Time frame of the chart. Now, I can't say that, in 15 minutes, there's a huge volume. So 1 year, the prices will go up. I can't say. The immediate reaction of that higher volume in the last 15 minutes may indicate that in next few minutes or maybe next few hours, the prices can show that particular momentum or strength. That is what we need. So that's why the time frame of the chart is very important. Like when I was placing some charts, I don't know whether people are observing. Sometimes I'm using 15-minute chart. Sometimes I'm using daily chart. Sometimes I'm using hourly chart. For example, if you take take this, let me show you the Apple chart. I'll show you the Apple chart because the time frame of the chart is very essential. Now, even if you see this here, you could see the D. D indicates daily chart, I star, right? Now, see this. This is also daily chart, Newscom, right? Daily chart. There would have been some cases where I would have used hourly chart or I would have used 15-minute chart, right? Now, here you could see the daily chart of Apple. This was the idea which was discussed around 287 or 288 level or 288 or 290 level. And right now where it is, the stock is somewhere at $310 right now. So a daily chart can give you a longer term picture. A 15-minute or a 30-minute chart can give you a few hours or maybe few minutes impact, what is going to happen in the next few minutes or maybe few hours. But a longer time frame chart can give you a bigger picture for a bigger time frame, right? So what you need to do is, I'll just show you now the periodicity of the charts. Okay, before I go to the periodicity of the chart, anything making uncomfortable or anything you want to just ask, you can ask for a minute or so.
So how do we know which chart to look at, whether to look at 15-minute or one day chart? Does it depend on how long we are planning to keep those stocks, or how do we know?
Yeah, what I would suggest you is initially you use hourly chart and 15-minute chart. So hourly chart, because in a market time, it's about 6 to 7 hours, right? So if you're watching an hourly chart, at least you'll come to know what can happen in the next few hours. That is enough for you. And a 15-minute chart can tell you that, in the next 15 to 30 or maybe 1 hour, how things can move forward, or the impact of crossing a previous high or something can be clear to you. so that when you're taking the trade, what can happen in the next 15 minutes, 13 minutes can be clear to you. So you can just enter and exit during that period, right? So understand hourly chart. Then go for a 15-minute chart. This will give you a little bigger picture, and try to take at least few days data of hourly chart, hourly time frame, I would say few days data of 15-minute time frame chart. The reason is,
Mr. Vinod, 1 minute. So I think this might get discontinued after 40 minutes. If we extend, that is lucky. Otherwise, please watch out for another link in the WhatsApp group. Sorry for that. So maybe next time I'll try something else where we can have continuity.
so right. So few days data of hourly time frame and few days data of 15-minute time frame chart can be a more reliable time frame to consider. Now, if you could see, I've taken 7th day data, 8th day data. So you can see a bigger picture of the trend, a bigger clarity of the trend, so that you can understand where to enter and where to exit, right? See, if you do like this, you can take more data. Okay. When I do my analysis, I use at least minimum few months data to understand the major levels, which can give me a clear picture of when I take the position, when I understand the situation. Now, for example, a small disclaimer, I'm holding Apple. After seeing this particular breakout, I bought Apple. That's the reason why I was sharing with you. I'd been keeping stop loss around, I said, no, if it goes below 275, I place stop loss at 274. Okay. And second thing is, I bought in cash. I also have a call option around 340 and 350 call options I'm holding of June. If it goes to 340, 350, it can become around $10. So my investment was hardly $20 per lot. And if it goes there, if it becomes 10, then it will be around $200 will be the profit. 10 into $100,000 will be my profit, right? The point is, when we are doing trading, what happens is you need to look at a low risk, high reward entry. This is very, very important. A lot of us, we think high risk, high reward. No, it's not that. Low risk, this should be your first objective. Like when I was placing the charts, I was saying, guys, breakout is here. Above this you buy, or below this you short. Like that I was telling. Why? It's not good to take wherever you like. You need to wait for the security to do some confirmation of that. You know, I'm really strong. The chart need to push you. It is not your opinion. This chart is like, you know, you should not force the chart, because chart reflects the market's view, right? The chart reflects the market sentiment. The previous actions indicate the market sentiment. Market sentiment has to tell you, you need to follow it. Your view should not be imposed on the chart or on your trade. So you try to separate out your view and the view on the chart. So you need to have that objectivity, we call objectivity. For example, when I was sharing my charts and all, I was thinking on myself. There are some securities I have not even come across, because somebody was asking about some securities I was not even aware, right? But still I was observing the chart and I was telling these are the things that can happen. And most of it, if we could observe, they were in line. They were working almost in line. So the reason is, I'm not concerned about the security. I'm concerned about the investor's sentiment, investor's view on their action. If somebody is deploying money or investing money, that means he's confident on that. And that confidence is higher than the seller guy's confidence on the security. It makes more sense for me to follow the trend. Otherwise, it is not considered to be suitable for my plan. Now, if I want to convert, just click on this. You could see what happens. 4 candles become 1 candle here. 15-minute is 1 candle. 1 hour is 4 candles put together is 1 candle. You could see more smoother pattern of the candle. Now, when I go to the daily chart, right? Now, then I go to the weekly chart, right? Then I go to the monthly chart. Could see that. So hourly, daily, weekly, and monthly. Okay. So as I told you, you can use this hourly and 15-minute. Slowly you can increase as you move forward. That will be a good thing for you. Next is adding the indicators. So generally the very common and widely used indicator is MACD. Okay. So MACD applications and all, maybe at a later stage, I will just explain. I'm just showing you the various parameters that are displayed on a chart for your analysis and all. So you could see the MACD indicator. And most of the times I was not using indicator when I was explaining, because the volume and price action was showing strong enough to understand, and the next immediate levels are possible in spite of whatever is the situation, like I was thinking. And then I was avoiding indicator for some time. So you can just go here and put your indicator like MACD and all, right? Whatever indicator you want, you can use it here, right? So now when you want to change the security, just type it out here. For example, you want Airlines, just type it out. You could see the trend. Okay. Then you want Delta Airlines. You could see this. And the picture is like this. Okay. Somebody wanted to buy Delta Airlines. I was not suggesting wait, because the current situation is not so suitable to say that I should go for it, because this is a monthly chart. That means month on month, there has been a complete pressure on the security. There is no sort of demand coming in the last few months. So let it settle down first before it finds its base, right? So once it settles its base, maybe at that time, the possibility of, accumulating or investing in that particular stock arises. Otherwise, it's not. A lot of us, we all think that, $70 or $60 at $20, what's wrong in picking up. Fine. We don't know, it may also go to $0. Let it settle down first. If it settles down and proves that investors are really inclined, then maybe after a few months, I would say, such securities, it will take at least 3 months to 6 months to give you clarity. Till then, maybe you want to play intraday and for a couple of dollars, that's a different case altogether. As an investor, this may not be a suitable security for you, right? So those who are doing intraday trading and all, you can just see what is the volatility of the security daily, how many dollars it moves, and how many dollars I would like to catch up. All those things you can study, as we go forward in this particular scenario, right? You can also compare here. Suppose if you want to compare Delta Airlines with, let us say, S&P 500, you can just type it out. Like you feel that a lot of people are saying market is going up, so this particular security X can also go up, right? So just see whether there's a relation or not. Now you can see S&P 500 is going up, whereas Delta Airlines doesn't have much of an impact on the market. Okay, if you want to see on an hourly basis and all, just click on hour, right? Now you will get on hourly basis. As market is showing some sort of stability, even this also is showing stability. So your view on a investor basis, your view on a trading basis with respect to S&P 500 has changed, right? So based on your time frame of trading, you can compare both along with the market and see whether what people are saying that, the security has a relation with the market trend. Yes, it has. So you get assured yourself that, yes, there is a relation between the market trend and this particular security in the current scenario. Let me go ahead with this particular security. Now what I do, now that there is a relation between, let's say the security is slightly positive here also slightly positive, right? Now what I do is, okay, this is the previous high. Let this previous high cross. That is around, this is in percentage because we are comparing it here, right? I'll just remove this relationship. Right now what I do is this high 2290, fine, 22.95. Above, if it crosses with good volume, I would like to consider buying, right? Then once this crosses with volume, then what I do is I look for the previous high. 2345 can be my probable expected level. Okay, I'm trying to make you more simple for your day-to-day trading and day-to-day activity so that you can take your own informed decisions without anybody's support. So a basic price action, a volume action, and the time frame of the chart can guide you of the direction, the trend, and the momentum of the security, the demand and supply, right? These things we can put you in a better footing for your day-to-day trading decisions, right? Is that making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Mr. Vinod Garu, so I think
Yeah.
in the interest of time, we have already crossing 50 minutes. So
Okay.
if you have any topics left over, if everyone are okay to extend, I'm okay. But I think there are a couple of questions in these 10 minutes. We will answer those questions and then
Yes.
move on to the next meeting. So I think
That would
we
be-
have a couple of questions from the messages I'm just reading.
Yeah.
One is from, 1 minute. So one is from Sai Mudlodu. You can have one candle in 15 minutes period, correct? If we want to understand more details within the 15 minutes, we need to change the internal to a lower number like 1 or 3. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, you can go for a 10-minute chart. You can also go for a 5-minute chart. 10-minute is not available in this particular time frame, but most of the charts, they will give you 10 minutes also. Here you have an option of 5 minutes like this.
Excellent. So another question from Praveen Pipiri. I think he's asking, can you elaborate on plotting the chart to indicate the trend? Maybe next time we can do that.
Yes. Yes. True.
Okay.
One thing here, I can give you a shortcut answer. Whenever security is crossing previous high with volume, you can say it is in a positive trend. If the security is crossing previous low with a high volume, it's in a negative trend. That can be a similar. Now, like here, you can see up, 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 right? Higher highs, uptrend, right? Again, if it crosses this high, this particular high, it's again in continuing its uptrend, right? Higher highs. So, highs.
Okay. So the other question from Pawan Kandakurti. How do we know the target price by looking at the chart pattern?
Yes. What we do is, I'll just show you the case of, let me show you in this particular fine. Let me go to, if you have a previous high, it is easy. For example, one of the stocks, what I was discussing with you people was, I think, is let me talk about Uber. Yeah. Now you can see here, tomorrow, let us say the security is crossing this 3284. Can you see this 3284? If it crosses with volume, what I would see is the previous high, that is 3290 will be my next probable target. You take it this way, because I'm making you more simpler form, because most of you I consider as doing very short term and intraday trading. So I was trying to give you very smaller targets, right? Like $1, $2, because this is a security of $30. $1 to $2 is almost like 3% or so, right? So now if it crosses this high, which is 3280, let us say 3280, then what I do is the previous high, 3290. If you feel it is very close, you need to take a previous high. Now you can see this is the previous high, which shows is around 3295, right? If you want more higher targets, then take more data, right? Then you can see the previous high here, 3320. Can you see this 3320? Or you have a confusion, no problem. What you do is just take here horizontal lines, right? Horizontal line, just put it here, horizontal line, right? Next, again select horizontal line. This is the previous high, right? Just put it here. So you could see 3289 and 3329. Once this candle high crosses, the first level is 3290, next level is 3329, right? So around 3290, 33, we should try to book our profit partly you can book it there, and $33.30 you can book the balance. That how you can. So here with the formula I'm using is a simple formula, the previous highs as your next targets.
Okay, thank you. So next question is from Venkat. Is it good time to invest or wait that the economy will go down in the next few months to buy? That's a legitimate question, so everyone will be interested.
Yeah, yes, that will be definitely, you need to wait. You need to wait. But currently what I could suggest is just keep working on trading rather than investing, or securities which have not yet gone up. For example, there would have been some stocks like Berkshire Hathaway B and all, they have not gone up yet. They're still at the bottom. So let it settle down and then you can start working on investing in that security. But stocks like Netflix and Amazon and all, it's not the right time to invest. Maybe trading it, definitely you should do it.
Yeah, and in the similar lines, Shyam had a question: when to sell a stock or wait for the next day?
When to sell? Okay, it all depends on the how is the security closing. Is it closing confident enough to say that things can go higher tomorrow? All those things you can need to consider, but definitely if there is some specific announcement tomorrow and all, you need to be cautious. Otherwise, it is better to book partly, and balance you can carry forward unless and until, like for example, if you see the case of Apple. Okay, now let's say the security is closing. Now we were discussing at 288, for example. Now it's 303 is the next important level. It's closing above 303, $30, right? $303.3, right? It's closing above that. Then it is better to hold on to the security for the next day also. If it is closing below this, then you need to be a little cautious, right? So it all depends on, now I would have given various levels for Apple. That is first is 303, later it is 327. So till it is about 303, my view will be 327. So if it is around 310, I would say I will wait for 327. Or if it goes below 303, then I would like to take some view again. Got it? So my idea is, when you take a particular security, note down all the important levels. Note down all the important levels. That will give you a picture of where it is closing currently. So can I consider waiting for the next level? That should be your view. So if you could see, when I was giving the views on various charts, I was giving multiple targets. For example, in I said if it crosses 32, then it is 33, then 33.50, like that. So if it is closing above 32, I would say I would continue to hold on till it goes to 33 the next day.
Okay. So one more question from Rajesh Tondapu. So any free training sites on the graph? Before I hand it over to Mr. Vinod Garu, I would like to say that I have sent a link of Facebook page and also the YouTube link. So please subscribe. Mr. Vinod and myself are planning to upload some of the trainings from him. And also I will let him speak about any other sites or graphs.
Yeah, in investing itself, there can be a lot of videos and all. You can watch, observe them. Even on YouTube also, you get a lot of videos on all those things. And we are also planning to do regularly few, updations on the market, so that you are handheld, so that you move forward with all these things.
Okay. The last question. So apart from looking at charts, how can we analyze the stock price changes?
One is the news, second is the fundamentals.
Okay. So another question from Pawan Kandakurti. Can you explain how the target 364 on AAPL, how to calculate target on inverse head and shoulder pattern?
That is, you just take the length of this head to the neckline, right? I have joined this selling point, I joined these lines. So the bottommost point to this point is around $80. So when it crosses 284, so 284 plus 80, 364, right? 364 is the ultimate destination for me in Apple. But intermittent levels are there, like 303 and 320. So these are crucial levels to reach the destinations. Like, this is like half yearly exam, this is like a annual exam, and then reaching the, what you call, engineering or whatever, NEET and all, like that. So if I fail intermediate, I may not be able to, final exam, I may not be able to write engineering, right? That's how it is.
Okay. So I think that's all the questions from everyone. And please send your email IDs. I already sent beingsocialtv@gmail.com. You can send it to me, or some of them are already sent on the group. So I have already noted down. So we will try to send this recorded version or anything else who are not watching YouTube. So we will try to send them. So this is all to help you all in this downtime. So that's where Mr. Vinod Garu has accepted to train all of us. I have requested his time. So that's the reason he gave our time, and we will be continuing for the next weekly or bi-weekly. So I would like you all to send some feedback in the group chat. What will be a good pattern? What are the different agenda you want to see? And is it good for weekly or bi-weekly? So that based on that, I will discuss with Vinod and we'll come up. So before opening to the floor, maybe 2-3 minutes, if anyone have any questions, we can ask. And Vinod, if you want to conclude, and that would be great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's great. If people also can give us like what sort of support you're looking for on a longer term basis, we can just work on that as a individual product customized for your requirement, so that it can be a constructive relation and move forward with proper positive relation, and also make it more successful.
Yeah. I think Siddharth had one more question. How can we find stocks which are moving 100 to 200% in a day?
100 to 200% in a day. You need to take top gainers, top losers. If you go to the research section on your broking terminal, there they can give you the gainers and losers. You can observe that. That is one area you can see. I can show you for India easily, like, NSE India. Those are generally 100% and all move mostly in the mid cap and small caps, very rarely in the large caps. So here I can just show you here. If you go to the live market section, you have new 52-week highs. Okay. Then you have most active securities. Okay. Then just see this gainers and losers on your website of the broker, or maybe on your trading terminal or on the exchange.
Okay. So I think this was a good turnaround and with a short notice. Thank you everyone for being part of this. And in the group, if anyone wants to, any other skills if you have, and we wanted to serve the community, please let me know. As you all know me, we will make a short videos and put it across. And I wanted to make this platform as a learning platform, not a WhatsApp group kind of throwing all the stuff, but everything, whatever we do, it should be useful in every angle from our day-to-day life. That's the goal of this startup session. So feel free to let me know if anyone have any other talents. We can definitely put it in this platform.
Thank you, Praveen.
I have a quick
Hey,
question.
thank you so much, Praveen and Vinod
Thank
Garu.
you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
This
you,
is very, very
Praveen.
helpful.
Thank you, Vinod. Bye.
Thank you, Vinod.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Praveen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.